If you look at the US and Mexico, both countries have had a dramatic rise in homelessness over the last 10 years or so. In the United States, we have more homeless people now than at any time since the Great Depression. Both countries have also had a really dramatic rise in drug addiction over the last 5 to 7 years. Problems of corollary violence are new. Something like half of all of the violent crime in Mexico. It's also ended forms of economic production and made different kinds of people obsolete and destroyed local markets and ways of making a living, and it's made people homeless. That's true in both places. The United States. The leading driver of homelessness in Mexico is US immigration policy. The vast majority of the homeless in many border communities in particular are people who are deported from the United States. So without further ado, let me turn the program over to our colleagues and collaborators from Father Joe's. And
we have 8,700 men, women, and children who are homeless on any given night here in the county of San Diego, including obviously the city of San Diego. And of those, only half are housed in some type of shelter. So there are over 4,200, approximately over 4,200, who this evening, when you and I are tucked in our warm beds, will be out on the streets and they won't have a bed, all right? Their bed will be the sidewalks. And so that's a crisis, and we have to address that.
Thank you. Thank you. In San Diego, and Medical Director Dr. Folsom will talk about the results of Project 25 and the treatment methods at St. Vincent de Paul, as well as
this way of counting. That jump is a little too big to make a lot of sense. So at this year's count, 29% of the region's homeless population is determined to be chronic. That means they have been homeless on the streets for a while. The work. We have 531 transitional housing beds, a longer-term program, 350 beds for people whose issues range from maybe not that bad, that just given a roof over their head and three meals a day.
Deacon Jim Vargas, President and CEO of Father Joe's Villages. Last name is spelled V like Victor, A-R-G-A-S. It's kicking off Good Neighbor Month for us. So during this month, we want to call particular attention to the issue of homelessness within San Diego, the county, as well as the city, and then not only make people aware of it, but also call them to action. So not everybody knows the crisis that we have here in San Diego. We have 8,700 homeless on a nightly basis here in the county of San Diego, only half of whom are sheltered in some way. The others are on the streets, men, women, and children. So we want to make people aware of that.
My name is Ruth, R-U-T-H, Bruland, B as in boy, R-U-L-A-N-D, and I'm Executive Director of Father Joe's Villages, St. Vincent de Paul Village. We are very happy to be inaugurating our Good Neighbor Month with this event here at USD. It's a great opportunity for us to bring people together, get them to turn around, look at their neighbors, and think about helping one another. And we have volunteers do that every day at the village, and it has tremendous impact. And so this is a celebration of that, and then also so we can learn more about some of the challenges of our community.
And not only a way to get out and for the community, but also to reach students that may not otherwise know about Father Joe's or about what the program is about, right?
We've got a great friendship with USD, and so this is wonderful to be among the students of USD right when they're starting the school year, and to talk about homelessness is something that maybe many of them have not experienced, but when they hear about it, they have passion and they get involved. When people are homeless, it can sometimes get a little messy, and so Father Joe started this, and we're perpetuating it, that we care about our neighbors, certainly our homeless neighbors, but also our business neighbors, our residential neighbors, and so we really want to keep the neighborhood around the village to be an asset to the community. Deborah Farah, D-E-B-R-A-F-A-R-R-A-R.
My reason for being here is that I supervise the homeless outreach team. We reach out to the homeless people and try to get them placed off the street into the different shelters, and obviously our goal is to have long-term housing for them. In the issue of substance abuse, obviously that's one of the issues we need to deal with, whether it's getting them into drug treatment or a detox center or sobering center. Well, I think part of it's education about what resources are out there, and secondly, it's for the USD students to see what they can do to volunteer in their community to make it a better place.
What are some of the difficulties that you guys face when trying to go out there? I mean, it's hard to get sometimes access to people that are homeless because either they don't trust the police or they're inaccessible where they live.
Right.
So what is some of the challenges that you face on a daily basis when working with these types of people?
You know, there's a lot of challenges. One of them is the fact that there are limited resources available as far as long-term beds that are available. Sometimes it's an issue of the trust, criminal history, drug abuse, substance abuse. And there's a big component of the mental health issues that are out there also. We need to bring a lot more mental health resources to deal with that chronic, homeless, mentally ill person.